Coming up on Wake Up NonStop Local, gas prices soar. Another record high set overnight. And the shift to save costs by riding the bus. We're taking a ride live on the STA bus route with how much it'll save you.
I bobs and weave, I runs in there, I pulls a kid, I'm under the monkey bar.
Also this morning, playground and find out a man crashing a stolen car right into a playground. What led up to it? Coming up.
Plus rain, lightning, thunder blasting the south, the flooding that put 40 million people on high alert.
Nothing like that. Did have a couple weak thunderstorms into the northern part of the region yesterday, but today it's all sunshine, it's all quiet. We're talking about the temperatures for your Thursday coming up in your forecast.
And a Legally Blonde prequel. Who's playing the new Elle Woods and Reese Witherspoon's behind the scenes role? All coming up right now on Wake Up NonStop Local.
Wake up, you gotta rise to the sun, and here it comes, it's time to make the best of what you got to give. It's all about rising, and I wanna be there.
Well, good morning. Here's a live look. People head off to work on the Maple Street Bridge with the Spokane River in the distance. In Spokane. Wherever you're watching this morning, thanks so much for making us part of your day. I'm Kalai Chalk.
And I'm Sam Adams in the Weather Center with Justin Spinney. Justin, blue skies out there.
It was amazing how blue that river looked down below, too. It looks inviting, but it's very cold and flowing very fast right now. If you want to get in the water, a pool is going to be your better option right now. Taking a look, though, at our satellite and radar, the reason the skies are so clear, that cloud cover from yesterday and that cold front that came through, that's moved on for the most part, and so we will stay clear and quiet as we head throughout the day. Just take a look at what the next 12 hours will bring us in Spokane. Plenty of sunshine is the headline here. Maybe a light breeze sticking around, but the winds are also going to be calmer than what we had yesterday. They'll pick back up into tomorrow. High temperature hitting the mid-70s today in Spokane. We are going to chug back up to the 80s in the Tri-Cities, though not quite as warm as where we were yesterday. I think we're just going to hit the low 80s for that high temperature today, but we are going to warm up quick thanks to that sunshine. By lunchtime, we are already up to 74. Take a look at the shower chances the next 7 days, though. This is for Spokane. This really encompasses much of the region. We cannot buy rainfall right now. We are going to be staying dry, so it's very nice weather to spend time outdoors. Ultimately, though, Sam and Kalai, we would like to see a little bit of rain eventually. We're talking more about that extended forecast and what to expect for your Mother's Day if you have outdoor plans with Mom coming up.
Okay, Justin, thanks. Well, gas prices once again hit record highs while you were sleeping.
We have a breakdown right now of those latest numbers coming to us from AAA, reporting an average right now of $5.73 a gallon in Washington, up by another cent from the record yesterday. Gas also up 2 cents in Spokane. The current average now up to $5.37.
In Coeur d'Alene, the current average is up a cent from yesterday as well, sitting at $4.62.
It sucks. I feel like I'm going to have to start walking to work or taking the bus.
That was last week when gas prices first hit a record high in Washington. People are fed up.
And if you're one of those people who've had enough, maybe even considering taking the bus to save at the pump, we've got you covered this morning. NonStop Local's J.R. Cottingham joining us live right now with more on what that switch might look like for daily commuters making the switch from driving to riding.
Sam, Kalai, good morning. We've been on the bus all morning with our passes. They last 2 hours for $2. And I can tell you, everyone who's been exiting and entering the bus, they haven't had to worry about their gas fuel getting down and having to fill up again. And so they have to pay $2 each way, whether they're going to work or coming from work. We spoke with the Spokane Transit Authority. They say ridership has increased in the last couple of months, and particularly last Friday, they had 40,000 riders at least on their buses, and that's a record high from the last decade. We did get the chance to speak with a rider at the downtown plaza who says that she commutes to work every day on the bus. It helps her get ready, get prepared for the day.
I have to make sure that I'm up early enough to get the bus on time, because if I miss a bus, then it throws off my whole schedule for my day. But it's convenient because of gas prices and everything, so I try to make sure I ride the bus as often as I can.
STA also has the option for you to get a park and ride vehicle where there are designated parking lots at bus stops to park for free for the day, and that'll also shorten your commute. And when I asked them if they see any fare charges increasing due to those increasing gas prices, they say no, they haven't increased their fare of $2 in the last few years, and so they don't anticipate that. They do, however, want to go full electric by 2040. Reporting in Spokane, it has been fun riding the bus. Giera Cottingham, NonStop Local.
In other news this morning, President Trump says a deal with Iran could be close even as tensions in the region remain high.
This comes as U.S. Central Command is reporting that an American fighter jet fired upon an Iranian oil tanker after it tried to bypass the U.S. blockade. Meantime, Iran is still reviewing the U.S.'s latest peace proposal.
We've had very good talks over the last 24 hours, and it's very possible that we'll make a deal.
Meantime, Saudi Arabia is suspending U.S. access to its bases and airspace.
Officials say it'll take more time before the situation in the Strait of Hormuz stabilizes. Now to a live look at the Vatican, where Secretary of State Marco Rubio arrived this morning to meet with Pope Leo.
The meeting comes as the Pope has been outspoken about the war, and President Trump has accused the pontiff of supporting Iran's nuclear ambitions. Pope Leo responded by reaffirming the church's position to focus on peace.
Secretary Rubio denies his visit is intended to smooth relations with the Vatican, despite that recent public disagreement between President Trump and the Pope.
Time is 7:36. Let's get a look at your local headlines from the Tri-Cities and Yakima.
Here's NonStop Local's Colby and Brad.
Continuing coverage this morning, a missing Oregon man is home safe after vanishing for 4 days in the mountains near Mount Emily. Investigators say how he survived alone remains a mystery. Search crews from across Oregon spent 3 days covering steep, dense terrain looking for Mickey Kearns, who disappeared during a family mushroom hunting trip. The Umatilla County Sheriff's Office says Kearns had no supplies and was last seen wearing inadequate clothing. Despite the odds, he was found safe after flagging down a railroad worker who helped him get home.
He was reported as not wearing, adequate clothing at all, no adequate supplies, in fact, no supplies. So really, we're a little baffled too. We would like to hear his story and kind of hear how his adventure went.
Deputies say they plan to speak with Kearns in the coming days to learn how he survived his ordeal. For now, they're relieved he made it home safely. From the Yakima Police Department, 19-year-old Desiree Ontiveros, who they're calling a missing endangered person, has been found. The update comes just hours after officials shared concern online. YPD thanks everyone who helped spread the word and find her. 15 sheep are dead after a dog attack at Walla Walla High School, leaving students and staff grieving and looking for answers. The sheep were part of the school's FFA program and were killed when 2 dogs jumped a fence around 4:30 Wednesday morning. Staff discovered the scene hours later and had to euthanize some of the injured animals. For NonStop Local, I'm Colby and Brad.
Well, it was a night full of rain, lightning, and thunder across the South last night.
All right, with that, let's go to Justin Spinney standing by in the Weather Center tracking this very active storm system.
Yeah, still active this morning. We'll get to that in a second. But the Midwest had so much of the severe weather in April. Now it's the South's turn for that active weather. So we're continuing to track again live weather, active weather this morning. But I want to take you back to last night. Nearly 40 million people were on alert as this massive storm system rolled across the southern portion of the United States. It brought a mix of thunderstorms, hail, and flooding, and especially focused in Alabama. Check out this video from Montgomery, Alabama. You can see a bunch of lightning lighting up across the city, and then take a look at this. This is the Alabama State House. Floodwaters were high enough to impact some cars in the parking garage. Lawmakers were in session when the building began to flood, and a tornado warning was issued. That did force everyone to evacuate. Let's look at where things are right now, because that severe storm system carried through overnight, and it is still going strong. In fact, severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect all across parts of southern Alabama down toward the northern part of the Florida Panhandle. The other area we're watching, this little system over here, it's a strong and mighty little system over toward the Gulf Coast, the very southern tip of Alabama. So again, very active all across the board. The good news is once that system does clear out, the Storm Prediction Center is showing us that is the area of focus, so things should get quieter through the rest of the day. Still a lot of pieces to pick up, though, from all the flooding and the tornado damage and all the lightning that came through that region last night and continues into this morning, Clyde and Sam.
Okay, Justin, thanks for tracking that. Well, a man accused of stealing a truck and crashing into a Philadelphia school playground has been arrested.
Authorities say Robert Littlepage Jr. carjacked this utility vehicle. It had been left running, and according to surveillance video, he then ran a red light, struck another car, and then crashed right into that playground. And the crossing guard saw it all as children were out and about.
I'm right there in the Mercedes, in the shade. Next, bam! See that? Didn't know which way to go. Run over there, debris is falling. That crazy. I bobs and weave. I runs in there. I pulls a kid. I'm under the monkey bar. I pull a kid up out of there.
Yeah, there were at least 10 children in the area. No injuries, though, were reported.
The driver is facing several charges now, including attempted carjacking and aggravated assault.
Amazon Prime now releasing a trailer for a Legally Blonde prequel series titled, appropriately enough, Elle.
And it follows a teenage Elle Woods, played by Lexi Mindtree. Reese Witherspoon, who played the Elle in the original movie, is the executive producer on this project.
In the show, Elle's life is uprooted when her parents reveal that they are going to be moving to Seattle and leaving behind the life that Elle already knows and loves.
Season 1 will release on Amazon Prime July 1st, and they've already renewed it for a second season. We need to know what makes Elle tick, and we're about to find out.
Sam Adams, by the way, also legally blonde. You just can't tell.
Still to come this morning here on Wake Up NonStop Local. Walk it off, Justin.
Get out of here. Meantime, a dramatic win. Speaking of walk-offs for the Spokane Indians, that's coming up in your SWX Sports Minute.
From walk it off to a great day for a walk. Sunny skies, blue skies across the region. They're sticking around throughout the day. We'll dive deeper into that forecast, bring you the temperatures across the region up next.
The Mariners are the first team in Major League Baseball to beat the Atlanta Braves in a series this season. I'm Austin Getz with the Sports Minute. Julio Rodriguez homered and Brian Wu had an excellent bounce back, allowing just 1 hit in 6 innings while striking out 9. Mariners win 3-1. They've got the day off today before starting a 7-game road trip tomorrow. Spokane Indians walk off to Tri-City Dust Devils for their second win in as many nights. Ronier Hernandez driving in the game-winning run in the bottom of the 9th. They'll go for 3 straight tonight at 6:35. Gonzaga great Yvonne Ejim has signed a training camp contract with the WNBA's Toronto Tempo, an expansion club preparing to play their first season in the league. There's currently 16 players on Toronto's roster. They'll have to cut that down to 12 by the time the regular season starts tomorrow. And Kentucky Derby winner Golden Tempo will not run in the Preakness Stakes on May 16th. That announcement coming from trainer Cherie DeVoe. DeVoe saying they are turning their attention to potentially running him in the Belmont Stakes on June 6th. I'm Austin Getz, and that's the Sports Minute.
From golden tempo to golden sunshine, we've had plenty of it across the inland northwest, and it is sticking around today. That's right where we start those weather headlines. It's going to be warm again today, maybe a little bit cooler than yesterday, but not by much. We're still well above average. Sunny skies stick around all day long, and we're going to be staying dry all day long. Not expecting that little pop-up thunderstorm system like we saw yesterday into the northern part of the region. Today will be a little bit more stable. As we enter tomorrow, though, another weak cold front is going to come through, so similar to what we did see yesterday, we'll cloud up a little bit more, especially toward tomorrow evening. That's about the same time our winds are really going to start to pick up also. A pretty breezy day for many of us as we head into Friday. And then as we look ahead, we're going to have a very nice weekend ahead of us. We're going to have sunshine into Saturday and then a warm up into Mother's Day. Could be a few clouds and a little bit of a breeze on Mother's Day also, but it's lining up to still be a very nice day to spend some time outside with Mom. Taking a look at those high temperatures for our Thursday, though, before we get to Mother's Day, 76 is going to be our high today in Spokane. We'll be maybe a couple degrees cooler, but still comfortably in the mid-70s in Coeur d'Alene and up into Sandpoint. A little bit cooler down toward the Palouse. Pullman, Moscow at 71. Believe it or not, though, some of our warmest temperatures are still into that northern part of the region. Colville today getting up to 82. Omak has been an area of focus because of how warm it's been to start May, and we'll see that continue into today with that high temperature of 86. 81 for Moses Lake, 82 today in the Tri-Cities, upper 70s for Pendleton, Oregon. As we look at those winds, a little bit breezy to start things off this morning. That breeze will lighten up a bit as we head throughout the rest of the day today. But by tomorrow, that next cold front is going to swing its way through a fairly dry, a fairly light cold front. But it is going to be just strong enough to pick up our winds and bring us a little bit of cloud cover. So as a result, we could get some gusts up around 25 miles per hour into eastern Washington and North Idaho. Maybe just a little bit windier compared to where we were yesterday. Strongest gusts are still going to be toward the Cascade Gaps at our central Washington valleys, where we could get some gusts approaching the 40 mile per after-hour market times, especially around tomorrow evening right before the sun goes down. Taking a look at the upper-level pattern, the reason we have the door open for those cold fronts to come through, this ridge of high pressure keeps building in and then flattening out. There it is flattening out tomorrow, allowing the space for that cold front to make its arrival. Then into Saturday, the ridge pops back up, it builds back in, and then into Sunday we go. Mother's Day, it flattens back out a little bit. So another weak cold front is going to be possible on Mother's Day, but we're going to get some warmer air to go with it. So still expecting it to be a very nice day. Just check out the 7-day forecast. Mid-70s through Saturday, then there we are on Mother's Day. We could sneak back up toward 80 degrees in Spokane. Upper 70s, low 80s continue all the way through the middle of next week. We are going to keep these above average temperatures around for a while all across the board. We're going to continue to range in the 70s in Coeur d'Alene. A few more clouds tomorrow, then we'll have more clearing and more sunshine on Saturday. Upper 70s knocking on the door of 80 by Mother's Day on Sunday. As we look toward the Tri-Cities and Yakima, we're going to range those temperatures in the 80s for our highs. A little bit cooler into Friday and Saturday, dropping down toward the low 80s. But by the middle of next week, we're not going to be far away from 90, highs in the upper 80s. There is a lot of sunshine ahead, especially once we get past tomorrow. Sam and Clyde.
Okay, Justin, thank you. Well, those gas prices have reached yet another record high in Washington.
And that's our top story in Morning Rush. The statewide average is now $5.76 a gallon. The latest data shows Spokane is setting a new record as well at $5.37 in Idaho. The state average is now $4.55. Coeur d'Alene, we're looking at $4.62. Both states seeing an increase by 1 cent overnight.
U.S. Central Command says an American fighter jet fired upon an Iranian oil tanker as it was trying to bypass that U.S. naval blockade. Iran, meantime, still reviewing the latest peace proposal as Saudi Arabia is now suspending U.S. access to bases and airspace.
3 passengers have been evacuated from a cruise ship after a deadly hantavirus outbreak that has killed 3 people and infected 8 so far. Ships being held off Cape Verde as the World Health Organization says contact tracing and testing are underway.
15 sheep are now dead after a dog attack. It happened at Walla Walla High School, impacting the school's FFA program. Staff say 2 dogs jumped that fence around 4:30 Wednesday morning and killed the sheep. Several injured animals also had to be euthanized.
Kennewick police confirm a school bus ran a red light and hit a car. Happened at Clearwater Avenue in North Moran. The driver of the car was taken to the hospital. No students on the bus were hurt.
Bastrop Mayor Mike Hill has resigned after a domestic battery incident involving his family. Cooney County Sheriff's deputies responding to the dispute at a home, but Hill had left before they arrived. City Council President John Hodgkins is now serving as interim mayor. The case is remaining active.
Post Falls police are recognizing a man with a humanitarian award after he helped save a life near Falls Park. Trey Buster performed CPR on a man who was having a heart attack. Police say his quick action before crews arrived was critical in saving a man's life.
Some good news to end on here on a Thursday morning.
Okay, well, it feels good to be here in the Inland Northwest, but you want to take a trip? Well, it's fitting because today's National Tourism Day.